Hey, what is up, everybody? So, yeah, we're gonna go through quickly how you can play Elestrals right now, on your computer against other players, build your decks by yourself, so on and so forth. They have an app announced, but that's still way down the pipeline. So, let's go play Elestrals right now. Let's go check it out. So, first, we have to go to Steam. So, I'm gonna back out here quick. We're gonna go, so you open up Steam, right? And we want to go to Tabletop Simulator. So search that, one word tabletop, and you'll want to purchase this game. So what Tabletop Simulator lets us do, as you can kind of see in the video in the background, it's a digital tabletop, quite literally. So it allows us to kind of create our own board games and whatnot. It's actually on sale right now for $9.99 as opposed to $20 it normally is. You might be able to find it cheaper elsewhere. Sometimes it goes on sale for $5. But you want to buy Tabletop Simulator. And once you purchase Tabletop Simulator, you're going to go to the Steam Workshop page that I have. I have all the links you'll need for this down below. You go to Steam Workshop, you're going to go to this page. I have, again, the link below. And you're going to hit the big old green subscribe button right here on the bottom. What that subscription does is it will load the mod directly to your Tabletop Simulator game when you open it. And anytime I make an update to the Tabletop Simulator for Elestrals, it will automatically update it for you whenever you open up Tabletop Simulator. You'll see right on the side here, I have 43 changes made already. I update this probably like once a week, if not multiple times in a day, just to kind of get things working. And yeah, make sure you subscribe here, and make sure you bought Tabletop Simulator when you subscribed here to get Tabletop Simulator, the game, running in there. Alright, so once we have Tabletop Simulator running, you'll open up the game, and this is where you're gonna be at. We're gonna create a multiplayer lobby here. When you create a multiplayer lobby, you can, set it to friends, invite only public, set a password, set how many people you want in the lobby, and so forth. But we're just gonna hit create server. You could also create a single player game. So now that we have a game loaded up, you'll see under workshop right here, Elestrals TTS unofficial. That's the name of the mod I made. And we'll open it. It'll take a little bit to load. All this will be whited out for a brief time until it's ready to go. You'll see now we have everything running. You can see all the backgrounds. I have all the decks over here. So the starter decks are what you'll find in the Kickstarter. And the proto decks are what you'll find from the prototype cards that we had a few months ago. You get the cards out of these decks if you want to play with the starter decks is you'll click and drag, and click and drag. Each deck box will have a deck of 40 cards for the actual main deck and a deck of 20 cards for your spirit deck. You can find all those right there in those boxes by clicking and dragging them out. And on the other side, you'll find every single card in base set 1, as well as some of their art variants here or there, all organized by their element. So if you want to just card catalog, take a look, you can hold the button Alt over cards to zoom in and read them and so forth, but it's kind of a card catalog going here. So you can go through all those if you'd like. We also I have loaded up right here is the entire how to play guide for Elestrals. So after you've watched how to play and you want some more rulings, stuff like that, you can go through the entire book right here, right in the Tabletop Simulator app. So now, briefly, I'm just going to kind of go over how you can start playing a game, and I'll have a link to a video or two below, probably just one video, kind of me and some other people just playing some games in Elestrals on Tabletop Simulator. You can kind of see how it goes. So let's say I'll pull out this deck real quick. I have my 40 card main deck over here. You see it's loaded up with 40 cards. And I got my 20 card spirit deck over here. There are hotkeys for almost every action. Now, if you right click on the deck, you can see actions like flip. You can see actions that allow you to draw cards, which will draw them right into your hands. And you have actions, you can search your deck. So if you're searching your spirit deck to play a card, you can shuffle, cut, split, spread, all those things you could do with a normal deck of cards in your hands, you can do by right-clicking on the deck. So I can shuffle this deck. There's a hotkey for shuffling the deck. It's R. And I can draw 5 cards. I'll have my hand down the bottom of the screen. I can press H to, make it go away. And now I can just see it on the table. If my opponent were to have a hand it would end up looking somewhat like this with all their cards. Even though these cards are face up, we would not be able to see what our opponent has in their hand. Now we could play cards, but let's say I want to play this Aramare. I could, drag it into play from my hand. I can search for a Wind Spirit and just kind of drag the cards over each other to represent, the game state for Elestrals. And you would just kind of proceed through the game like that. I want to play Nectar to Gods. I'll, just play 2 spirits on my Nectar to Gods, and I will press the number 2 on my deck to draw 2 cards. Or I could right click and press draw a card. But I'll just draw 2 quickly, put these cards into my underworld. So it's all manual, but it will allow you to kind of play Elestrals in the game. And the last note is when you're trying to play a multiplayer game, you'd have a multiplayer lobby. Your other players would show up on the top right here where this plus button is, where the invite button is. If your player if someone's coming into a game, the white player down here you'll see will usually be taken up by the host. It is player 1, and player 2 will have to select the green color, or else their cards will not go to their hand properly. And now that I'm the green player, I can just see what I have in my hand, and I can't see what's in player 1's hand anymore. If you guys get to the point where you want to make your own custom decks, I have another video that will also be in the description on how to make your own custom decks in Tabletop and how to upload them. Just a quick note to reiterate on custom decks. In order to use custom decks, the host of the game will have to click on your name up here and promote you, giving you permissions to upload your own objects. But other than that, that is basically, that's the basics. You want to play Elestrals right now, Tabletop Simulator is an option. So I hope that helped you guys. I know I've made this video in the past. I just made a bunch of changes to Tabletop Simulator. Doesn't look quite the same anymore, and I wanted to just go over it again. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Peace.